Hi guys, and this is going to be another quick Simplify OpenTX video. So I want to thank Tim Arnold for this video because he had actually a problem trying to set up one of my old videos, which made me go back and have a quick look at it, and I actually found a way to do it with less steps. So we'll go through that. I'm going to do it on the transmitter. Okay, so this is a follow-up to the enhanced 2 inputs 1 output video. So the background for that video is say you have a glider or a 3-channel plane. Usually this is your aileron, so this will be roll, and this is your rudder. But on a 3-channel setup, usually people use this or your aileron stick as the rudder. But people new to it, or people that maybe have a lot of 3 and 4 channel planes, might forget that. So what we're actually doing is setting up both of these for the rudder, so you can use either stick and it will work, and it will actually switch over. So if you're using this one and then start using this one, it will switch over to the one you're using last. If you use them both at the same time, it will confuse the hell out of it, so don't do that. Just use one of them and it will be absolutely fine. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start completely from scratch. So I'm going to go to model select and I'm going to create a brand new model. We're going to do a plane. We're going to set it up with no ailerons, no flaps. We have elevator and rudder, and no, that's it. We're all good. So there we go. Got a brand new 3-channel model. So we're going to go in the model screen and we're going to just page through and have a look at the inputs. So for some reason it's giving me an aileron anyway. I guess it's an input, it doesn't really matter, but we'll delete it. And I'm just going to check the modes. So yeah, we just have our 3 channels. And as you can see at the moment, if I go down to rudder, the rudder stick moves it, but the aileron doesn't. So what we're going to do is go back into the inputs. We're going to duplicate this, then long hold, edit, and we're going to set this stick up to use the aileron. Now, so far it's exactly the same as the old tutorial, and if you remember, that will actually do nothing. If I page through into the rudder now, the rudder still works, but the aileron does nothing because it's only ever going to select the top entry on the input list. So now what we're going to do is create a couple of logical switches just to switch between the two. So go over to logical switches, and the first thing that we're going to add is a delta. So we want this delta type switch. You need to set it up on the stick, and we're going to use rudder and set it to 1. Now what this will do is it will detect basically for movement. So if we move in either direction, you'll see it quickly activates the logical switch. If we keep moving, it stays active, but as soon as we let go, or as soon as we stop moving, it deactivates. So what we're going to do is create a second delta now, that's exactly the same type, for the aileron stick. Set it to 1. So now that will activate until we stop moving. So far so good, and so far exactly the same as the last one. Now this is going to look, if you've seen the old video, this will look exactly the same. So we've set up a sticky, we've set up a logical switch, logical switch is 1, and to deactivate we want logical switch 2. And that is exactly the same. And the reason why this is simplifying it is because we don't actually need the other logical switch. We can just rely on this one here. So if we do that, it should switch on the sticky for logical switch 3. And then if we move that, it will switch it off. So there you go. Switched on, switched off, on, off. So we only actually need logical switch 3. So if we return and then go back to our inputs, the way to set it up on the inputs is slightly different. So this on the rudder is exactly the same. So we put it as a switch, logical switch free. So there you go, it switches over to the rudder. Now technically we don't actually need to do anything on the aileron at all because it will default to it, but just to make sure that it's explicit, what we're going to do is set it up on the aileron anyway. So we'll edit that, again, switch, logical switch free, and now what we're going to do is hold it and invert it so it's not logical switch free. So if it's not logical switch free, it will be our aileron, and as soon as we go to rudder, it's logical switch free. Sorry, that's flashing because I was on it. So you can see when I start using the aileron, it goes to logical switch, or not logical switch free. When I go to rudder, it is using logical switch free. I say if you use both, it will just confuse it. It will sort of work, but it will be the last stick that moves gets control. So I don't recommend it. But you can see we're working on aileron. Now we're working on rudder. So there you go. We only need 3 logical switches, and this works absolutely fine. Yeah, Tim was having problems with the inputs or the outputs only having 50%. Oh, sorry, I've gone to the wrong screen. But if I go to monitor, so rudder is on channel 4, so aileron 100 minus 100, rudder. So that's what you should get. But there we go. This is how to do it with less logical switches. So you got more space to do other things if you want to. But yeah, if you found the video useful, guys, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down, but please leave in the description or the comments why, so I can try and improve things. The thumbs up will help other people find the video. And another thing that will do that, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Again, it will get these videos out to more people so that they can learn all these little tricks. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.